Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of Healing Stars. This is a short presentation about the winter solstice 2017, bringing in the light. It is, of course, a very significant day. In the northern hemisphere, the sun is now returning. It's as if seen from Earth, it's changing direction. So it's now coming towards us in the northern hemisphere, and it is bringing in longer days. But this is a time when it is the shortest day of the year. And I'm going to give a little ritual at the end. So even if you don't do it tonight, you can still do it over the next couple of nights. Because the sun is as if it's standing still. So you've got the same energy. So here's the chart. Sun into Capricorn at 16:28 on the December 21st, set for London, GMT. And I'm using whole signs as the houses. So you can see really very clearly, hopefully, how weighted it is towards the last signs of the zodiac: Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces, with just that one planet in Aries, the beginning of the zodiac. The Sun has joined Saturn, which just moved into Saturn yesterday, and that's a 2.5-year transit. So Saturn is incredibly important at this time, as is the sign of Capricorn. I'll be discussing that later. The moon in Aquarius, we just had a new moon. That was on the 18th of December. So it's that crescent, it's that first suggestion of the beautiful crescent moon in the sky. It's making a square, a right angle to Mars. And that's not an easy combination. Moon and Mars don't get along. And this is water, Aquarius, and fire. So you can get steam, of course, as a result. Mercury is retrograde. It's just about to move forward. I'm really looking forward to that very much myself. And that's on the 23rd. That's this Saturday. But at the moment, it's still retrograde, and it's in Sagittarius. Now, this is a very good trine to the nodes of the moon. You see the blue lines are trines, flow of energy. The red lines create difficulty, but also challenge us to take action. So it's very, very still at the moment, Mercury. It's, as I said, about to change sign, but there it is. And it's also in a right angle to Neptune, which is all about the higher aspirations, our connection to Source, the crown chakra. So it is activating that energy, as are other planets, but it won't make that exact square. Now, Venus is in Sagittarius, a fire sign, and Venus is invisible. You can't see Venus yet. It will reappear next year as an evening star, but it takes about 2 months in the underworld. And being in Sagittarius, it's very close to the Sun, not exact, but it is moving towards that, and also, of course, to Saturn. It's formed, and it's just formed over the last day, a square to Chiron. That's the archetype of the wounded healer. So wounds about relationships, past relationships, coming back maybe to haunt you, maybe in your dreams. It's very much like unrequited love, lost love, the wounds of the emotions of the heart. That's the Chiron energy. It's also making a trine to Uranus, which is a very positive connection to saying, come on, new beginnings. Uranus is in Aries, which is always about the pioneer. So a fresh start for love, rather than dwelling on the past. And Mars in Scorpio, it's its own sign. It likes that sign, so it can be effective in action. And because it's joining Jupiter. Jupiter is the god to do with the law, to do with faith, to do with our optimism. And this is really about our purpose, very, very strongly, I suggest. Now, this is also that Mars is trining the Neptune. What is your dream? What are you connected to Source? And because it's also joining Jupiter, it has a lot of strength there. Jupiter is the great benefic, and it's called that because it actually, as a planet, protects our Earth. It absorbs all these objects from space, like asteroids, that could collide with Earth and cause a great deal of damage. But Jupiter's out there kind of like, bring it on, I can handle it. It's a huge planet with these many, many moons named after beautiful, what was used in mythology and Shakespeare is what I'm thinking. So Jupiter, back to Jupiter again, it's sextiling. It's a sextile, that's a connection, a good connection. You can hardly see it in this diagram, but it's making a good connection to Pluto. So this is both planets are to do with power. Scorpio is Pluto's natural sign, and Pluto is about plutocracy in big business. So bringing the law, bringing justice, and also uncovering a lot of the energy of Scorpio is to bring things to the surface, and I believe that's what Mars is doing now. And Saturn is in a waning. That means it's moving away from this square to Chiron. I just thought I'd put that in because it is there. But altogether, look at Uranus, Uranus in Aries, as a symbol of new beginnings. And Aries is a cardinal sign. So Saturn is also known as the Lord of Karma, your guide to spiritual mastery. And it could be called your cosmic chiropractor, adjusting things, getting things sorted. And here is the picture that I think is very classic. It's the Lord of the Rings, it's our boundaries. It's the last visible planet in our solar system. Then we go into the outer planets, which we can't see with the naked eye. So it's very much a gateway between the seen and the unseen. As such, it's to be recognized in its role in a positive way. In the tarot, Saturn is connected in my book to the Hermit. And here, this beautiful card from the Osho Zen Tarot. And I'm quoting here from that tarot deck. The humble figure in this card glows with a light that emanates from within. One of Buddha's most significant contributions to the spiritual life of humankind was to insist to his disciples, be a light unto yourself. Ultimately, each of us must develop within ourselves the capacity to make our way through the darkness without any companions, maps, or guide. Aloneness is the presence of oneself. Loneliness is the absence of the other. I think these words are very salutary because at this time of year, with Christmas coming, there's a lot of emphasis on people who are alone, but they don't necessarily be lonely. So this is this light unto yourself, and I think that's a very appropriate phrase for the solstice. The other card from the same deck, completion. It's a good card. This is really Saturn's card. So if we make peace with the past, and this is a good little exercise to do when you have a moment. What's been the story of your year? What successes have you had in work, relationships, family, creativity, spirituality? You might have more. My health might be one of those. What would you like to let go of? It's very important that we can take in and absorb and accumulate so much stuff, both physically and emotionally. So this is a very good time of year to let go. And are you making wise choices? So Saturn is very much about the elder, the wisdom of age, the wisdom of time. So a simple exercise given to me many, many years ago by a wonderful woman. And she said to me, in times of trouble, imagine your older self, your wise man or your wise woman, talking to you, comforting you. They are there with you, your future self. Just call on them. They'll have the answer. So Saturn in Capricorn. This wonderful card has got many images to do with Saturn. The mountain goat at the top of the mountain. Old Father Time is there. It's a place of solitude. Saturn demands simplicity, realism, and truth wherever it touches our charts. So when it's in its own sign, which is Capricorn, it's called strong. So it offers us a down-to-earth view of the world and being very grounded. in the body itself, connected to Mother Earth herself, not being all pie in the sky, you know, nothing wrong with having dreams, but this is about bringing them into manifestation, into the real world, so we can touch them. Capricorn's an earth sign, and that's important. It governs things like oak trees, things that last a long, long time. Mountains the same. So some of the key words, and these are old-fashioned principles that I have got planets in Capricorn, so I appreciate: duty, honour, integrity, reliability, and a healthy self-discipline. So Saturn in Capricorn is asking us to take on the responsibility of living according to our personal truths and principles, and to be loyal to these. The negative, and there's an awful lot of negative involved, it can result in being overcautious, procrastination, you know, putting things off for another day, and also that's a feeling of enslaving oneself and others. It can be too rigid, too strict. You know, we all think, watch films, and some of the baddie is a very strict dictatorial character. And also Capricorn can be very overly ambitious, and that can be combined with actually a fear of failing. And the whole, as I've been taught, you know, you tread your way to the top, but the negative will be someone who uses people to get to the top. And of course, once you're at the top, sometimes you fall down, and you might need those very people who supported you on the way up. So that's the negative of it, notice. So that authoritarian and being repressed by others or repressing others. On a lighter note, Archangel Michael. Archangel Michael, and I love this image of Archangel Michael. It's about asking the right question. So Archangel Michael, there are different views on this, but for me, he's the protector of the north, which is the house of winter. His realm is the spirit and dreaming. He brings peace, harmony, and global cooperation. And his name, it actually means, it's a question, it means who is like God? So he's teaching us to learn to ask the right question. And this is a sentence and phrase that is dear to my heart. You know, would you rather be right or be happy? Sometimes you have to let go of being right. Doesn't mean the other person is right. It just means you're letting go of your position in being right. And that does take self-surrender, and it does take maturity. So Archangel Michael, in this wonderful image by Doreen Virtue's Ascended Master Oracle cards, he says you can do it. He's painted with his sword poised above a pinned down demon. And that's to signify Michael's primary purpose of slaying the ego and fear. So he's holding this sword to cut away fearful attachments that bind us in apathy or procrastination. So call on him for protection, strength, motivation, clarity, and courage. This is a true Martian character with that sword. It's the sword of truth. So the sun in Capricorn, and this is a card from one of Chuck Spezzano's decks. It's an archetype and shadow deck. It's the Paladin. So fire of course is the natural element of the sun. So I'm going to talk you through a ritual. So lighting candles symbolizes the arrival of the light and the rebirth of the sun as the days increase in length in the northern hemisphere. So in that chart of the solstice, we have all four elements represented, but we do have a slight more emphasis on water, which is an emotional sign, because there are two planets in Scorpio, Mars and Jupiter, and two in Pisces, Neptune and Chiron. And I'm giving you this ritual in the order that they will rise at 16:27 p.m. on December 21st. And it is symbolic, as you know, Amesbury or Stonehenge in the UK. Now this chart is actually ruled by Cancer and the moon. And the moon in the chart is in Aquarius. And this, as I said, is set for the UK, but you can use it symbolically. So to prepare for this, you might like to burn some incense or aromatherapy oil. I really like frankincense because it's kind of Christmassy and it's very grounding, but it's up to you to choose. So if you'd like, you can arrange 13 tea lights or candles, tea lights are easy, in a line or a circle. You could place a keyword, or even, if you're really creative, get a small object by each light to sum up the planet's energy. You might like to play some music that has meaning for you. And I particularly love the film track from The Gladiator, Now We Are Free. It's very uplifting. Either at the appointed time or after sunset, or, the next couple of days, with intention, slowly walk this path. There are 13 steps to represent each planet and the nodes. So as you meet each candle or tea light, just reflect on the quality of the planet, integrate its message and move on. And this is a process that's meant to be helpful in healing. Letting go can be a powerful healing process. Take your time, but don't be caught in taking too long. Each step, maximum of 1 to 2 minutes. But it's your intention that's important. So here are the steps. And these will be on my website. So if you're watching on YouTube, just look at my website and you'll see the ritual. So the first energy that you would meet happens to be the North Node, transiting in Leo. North Node can represent destiny. So the phrase, I seek the light of the sun, Leo is ruled by the sun, my star to guide my path in leadership from the heart. Leo rules the heart. Energy, sexuality, this is Mars in Scorpio. So you're calling on true power from the depths of my being within to connect with my spiritual warrior. Scorpio is the deep emotional sign, sees beneath the surface. It's the scorpion, but it's also the eagle and the dove, or the phoenix. So recognize this, especially because Mars is close to Jupiter. It gives it more of that eagle and phoenix energy. Faith, here's Jupiter in Scorpio. I call on the power of the magician, the high priestess, to transform my faith in the unseen. As I said, this is the depth of Scorpio, the underworld, the unconscious. To listen to the signs around you. The universe is speaking all the time. And communication. Now this is Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. So it's the messenger. So as a messenger, I bring hope and vision to the world to fulfill my purpose. Sagittarius is very much this. It looks for a mission. It's the archer who shoots that arrow into the future, follows it, and then, once found, shoots the next arrow, the next mission. Love and relationships. Venus is also in Sagittarius. So seeking truth and understanding, and also letting go of any self-defeating beliefs that might have been holding me back about relationships. Leadership, the Sun in Capricorn. I commit to stepping into leadership, to persevere, and to achieve success, one step at a time. That old cliche, Rome wasn't built in a day, is so true. Patience is a virtue in Capricorn. So now, the structure that's coming from Saturn itself. I recognize my resistance. That can be very true for Capricorn energy. And commit to the wise elder within to achieve my goals. This can be your inner wise elder, but also the elders around you, your ancestors as well. But those people that you respect and honor to give you truth. Transformation. Pluto in Capricorn. I commit to facing my shadow and embracing my authentic power to transform my life. Feelings. Moon in Aquarius. There's an air sign, communication sign. I desire equality in my relationships. With my whole heart, I'm willing to be the friend to all who call on me for help. It's a really true aspect of Aquarius. It's to do with humanity, to do with community, to do with supporting each other as friends. The past life, symbol of the past life, is also transiting through Aquarius, the south node of the moon. So it's about learning the lessons of the past. And the negative of Aquarius is the rebel, the outsider. So step forward to the future as the star. That's the Leo energy. Transcendence comes with Neptune in Pisces. I believe in a higher power in the universe. Connect up to source, however that may be for you, whether that's being in nature, being by the sea, meditating, however you find that connection, it's important. Value it. Because Chiron is also in Pisces, and this is about healing. I will build a rainbow bridge to heal all wounds that have disconnected me from the source. It will move sign next year. It will be in Aries. So this is the last solstice where Chiron is in Pisces. And then liberation, the final step, Uranus in Aries. I initiate innovation and welcome creative change in my life. It's a real kind of hallelujah energy to end the ritual, which I hope you've enjoyed. So the other energy of the tarot, as I mentioned earlier, is the world. This is the classic image for the world. And it's a wonderful image because it's the dancer. And she's surrounded by the four fixed images, the four fixed signs of the zodiac. So the angel, that's an angel, is Aquarius. Here's the Scorpio, the eagle. Leo's the lion. Finally, there's Taurus, the bull. It's a very beautiful card. So this is from Tadman's book, The Elements of Tarot. And he says the maiden dances, wrapped in violet silk and carrying a wand in each hand. She's the scarlet woman dancing the dance of time and eternity, spiraling and twirling through life as a blithe spirit. And he gives an affirmation. I am a co-creator of the world, and I know that I will be nurtured and supported by it, as I acknowledge my identity with all its actions. This is the last image from Yoda. Star Wars is interesting. It's back on the screen, so I haven't yet seen it, but I love this character. And he says, size matters not. Look at me. Judge me by my size, do you? Oh, well, you should not, for my ally is the Force, and a powerful ally it is. Life creates it, makes it grow. Its energy surrounds us and binds us. Luminous beings are we, not this crude matter. You must feel the force around you, here, between you, me, the tree, the rock, everywhere. Yes. So thank you for watching. And this is me, Pam Carruthers at Healing Stars. And if you're not already on my newsletter list, my community, I give free webinars very frequently. And I'd love you to subscribe and receive my next webinar, which I'm planning as we speak. So thank you for watching. Pam Carruthers, HealingStars.com.